Hello everyone, let's get right started. Let's get started right now. I am making a sweet potato pie. Now what I did is I got three sweet potatoes, actually yams. I call it sweet potato, but I got yams. About the size, they were the size of my hand. And I put them in the oven at 425 and bake them for about an hour and 15 minutes. Now a lot of people will slice them, taking the skin off, and cook them over the stove, microwave or whatever, but I like to bake mine in the oven. So what I'm going to do is I'll start with 3 eggs. I like lots of eggs. I'll start with 3, but I may put an additional 1 or even 2. I have ground nutmeg and let's see, it's so blurry. I hate when that happens. Okay, I have ground nutmeg, and I really don't do things by measuring. I kind of been making this for a long time, so it's like I eyeball it, but I like about, if I was to say I measured it, I would say about a teaspoon of nutmeg. Also, I put, or some people put like a half a teaspoon, depending on what you like. I like nutmeg. Now, I'm going to also put ground cinnamon in it. Now, I use more cinnamon, and probably a tablespoon of cinnamon, a half a tablespoon. Just start out with some small measurements and then kind of taste it and see if you want more. I really can't tell you the measurements because I eyeball everything. Then I put whipping cream. If I don't have whipping cream, which I don't, they didn't have any at the stores, I put at least half and half. People can put milk and everything, milk in it, and some people put evaporated milk in it. I know years ago, the aunts in my family or whatever would put evaporated milk. I have half and half, so I'm going to start out at a half a cup and increase it as needed. And then I'm going to whip it. What I do is I put it in the pie shell after I put everything. This is such an easy recipe. After I put everything together and it's smooth, and when I use the hand mixer, I'll lift it up and there may be strands of the sweet potato in there, and I clean that off and whip it again. So I whip it with the hand mixer until there's very little strands. What I'll do is I'll put it in the pie shell and put it in the refrigerator overnight and cook it the next day. So I'll show you what it looks like the next day, and it lets all the flavoring, all the spices, come through. I'm going to start off with, I forgot sugar. I'm going to add a little brown sugar to it, maybe about 1/4 cup of brown sugar, but I'm also going to add white sugar in it, and probably I'll start off with a half a cup and taste it and see if it's sweet enough. You can always put more sugar in. Don't start in with a lot of sugar. You may even put like 1/4 cup or a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and then start with a 1/2 cup of white sugar, and then taste it, and you can gradually put a little more. So that's what goes into this sweet potato pie, yam pie, whatever you want, but I don't use sweet potatoes for my sweet potato pie. I use yam. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, I put a stick of butter, and that should be enough butter. You can put another half a stick in there depending on how rich you want it, but I think I'll stick with the 1 stick of butter. I was looking for the little strands that they have. See, like they have strands of get everything off. Okay, there's some strands on there that I'm going to get off. I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to put some cinnamon. Like I say, you know what? I eyeball it. That should be enough. And I'll taste it if I need more. And then I put nutmeg in it. Now I'm going to crack my 3 eggs and put it in there. You can stir it after the seasoning, but you know, I'll just put it in there so I can do it all at once. But work it the way you want to work it. And if you're used to cracking your eggs and getting some of the shell in your food, put it in a small container first and then crack it in the container, and then you won't have to put your hands all in the batter. So now we're gonna plug it up first. Okay. And go on the other side to get my shadow out of the way. Okay, now we're gonna mix it on low so it won't splatter everywhere. And if you don't have any brown sugar, you know, you can do without it, I guess, but I like brown sugar in mine as well as white sugar. Do it up a bit. And I'm going to do this for about... Now I put my half a cup. I started out with a half a cup of sugar. Just want to make sure, because usually I have more batter than that, but I'll see how it tastes. Now remember, if you have brown sugar and it's rock hard, you can put it in the microwave, but you got to put it a little bit at a time and see how it works. Put the end slice of the bread in your brown sugar. Make sure you seal it up real good, and it should be okay by the next day. That's just a little hint. Now I'm going to put the brown sugar. I started out with a 1/4 cup. I'm sorry, a 1/3 cup. And let's see. I have the eggs in already. Now I tasted it, and I'm going to put a little bit more sugar. Just a little bit, because I can't have a lot of sugar. And so, you know, when I eat this pie, it's going to be slim slices, small slices. Let me start it up again. Okay, now I have some half and half. You can use your whipping cream. If you want it really light and fluffy, you can use heavy whipping cream, but you know, if you've never used it before, or if you want to mix it, if all you have is heavy whipping cream, mix it with some milk. Okay, now I'm going to start out with a 1/3 cup of water. I'm sorry, not water, the half and half. And I know I'm going to need more, but I don't want to put it in all in at one time. I want to see what the consistency. Okay, let's taste it. I'm gonna put a little bit more cinnamon. You don't have to. And just a dash or a couple of dashes of nutmeg. Now remember, when you put it in the refrigerator and you take it out the next day to, bake it on 350 and watch it. I started out with 40 minutes and then I look at it, don't keep opening and closing the oven door, of course, because you're losing heat. Turn your light on and just peep through the window, and I know when it's done, and I'll show you and you'll see, when I finish. But don't go crazy with it, with cooking it. You want it to be done. You want the crust to be done, because I have a pre-made crust, and those of you that know how to make some good crust, have at it. My crust is hit and miss. I have not mastered it yet, so it's consistent. Mine is hit and miss. So, okay, I put a little bit more milk after that. And you're gonna scrape the sides with the spoon. Now I'm gonna put plastic over it and put it in the refrigerator all night. The next day you may have to put a little bit more milk in it if you want. If you don't, if it's like a custard-like consistency, that's okay. That's okay. That's good, in fact. So anyway, then I will bring you back and show you the finished product. Well, I'll put it in the pie pan and then bake it, and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, I just want to show you that I put the plastic wrap over it, and I'm going to make sure it's sealed really good. And I'll show you tomorrow.